legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content. So today we're going to talk about Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte, versus Anthony Joshua, number 2. Now, we've seen reports of them going back and forth on social media. Whyte's calling out Joshua. So we need to ask the question, do the fans want to see this fight? I think they do. I think, yeah, we can answer that question. Is this a good matchup again? You know, that's another question we need to ask. And I'd say, yeah, I think both fighters have progressed and learned new things. And I'm going to say, redemption, both fighters have something to prove. Whyte's coming off the Povetkin knockout, which he avenged, and the Fury knockout loss. Both have a common opponent, Jermaine Franklin, which both have beaten. Whyte in 2022, November 26th, with a knockdown in the last round. Joshua, who went the distance in the 1st of April 2023, and looked technically good against a fighter who's quick and a good counterpuncher. Now, Whyte did and technically does have a good resume. He defeated 5 undefeated fighters, 3 former world champions, avenged a loss to 1, and is looking to avenge another one and put to bed his history with Joshua. But is he a victim of his own success? Because if we look at it by face value, he chased the WBC route, persuading Deontay Wilder for over a year, pursuing Deontay Wilder for over a year. I think he did this because he knew he probably wouldn't get the opportunity to fight for a world title shot with Joshua anytime soon because he'd been beaten by him. After going on an unbeaten run of 10 fights since the Joshua loss, he was eventually offered it in mid-April of 2019 after Jarrell Big Baby Miller failed the PED test, but he turned it down, stating Joshua was lowballing him. Some will say it's greed, or is it being a victim of his own success? If we go back to December the 12th, 2012, to the first Joshua vs Whyte fight at the O2 Arena in London, Greenwich, the PR was brilliant because we had a wicked backstory and great animosity. They knew each other from the amateurs. Whyte beat Joshua in an amateur bout.
Final bout of the evening, bout number 17. It was a senior contest, 3 rounds of 2 minutes. Introducing in the red corner, boxing for Chadwell, B. Whyte. And in the blue corner, boxing for Finchley, A. Joshua. White, red, Joshua blue. gentlemen, the result of bout number 17. Unanimous. Whyte, red corner. Three judges for both countries.
Joshua went on to become the face of Team GB and went on to become a British superstar, winning an Olympic gold medal in the 12th of August 2012 at the London Olympics, representing Team GB, beating Roberto Camarella in the final for the heavyweight gold. Then he turned professional on the 5th of October 2013 and followed the grouping that Aussie A-Force Harrison set. Teamed up with the young upstart promoter Eddie Hearn, joined the fledgling but established Matchroom Boxing and blazed his way through a trail of 14 fighters to head on to a crash collision for the British title, Commonwealth title, for the bout with Whyte in December the 12th, 2015. Whyte's career since his amateur bout with Joshua went equally well, but not to the heights of Joshua's. He resented the fact that someone he could beat has become more successful than him. He fought for the love of the fight and came from a hard background and fought his way up with some similar setbacks, similar to Clubber Lang in Rocky III. Great movie. He fought for free, paying for a Poland, selling tickets outside venues before fights. Anything just to make sure the event went smoothly and he could fight. Once people began to take notice, he had his chance and he seized it.
Give him guts! I told you I wasn't going away. You got your shot, now give me mine.
Why don't you get the hell out of there?
Shut up, old man, I ain't going nowhere. And why don't you tell all these nice folks why you've been ducking me? Politics, man. This country wants to keep me down. Keep everybody weak. They don't want a man like me to have the title because I'm not a puppet like that fool up there.
You know, you got a big mouth, you know?
Why don't you come out and close your mouth, boy? Come on. Come on.
You're tired. The guy's crazy. Don't listen to him.
The little man don't want to come to me. Then I'll come to you people and lay out the truth. I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best. But this bum been taking the easy matches, fighting other bums. I'm telling you and everybody here, I'll fight him anywhere, anytime, for nothing. But you people ain't never gonna see it happen because he's gonna retire. You see, he don't fight no real man. He fight them setups.
What? You're a disgrace to this sport.
Shut up, old man. You that chump don't know where to come from. Bad boy, your family doing real nice, ain't it? You call yourself a fighter? Prove it now. Give me that same chance. The way he been ducking is the disgrace. If he ain't no coward, why don't he fight me then?
I can't listen any more of this. Hey, anytime. I don't care what you rank. You don't get no shot, and I mean that.
I'm glad you people are seeing this here.
What are you doing? I want to fight this guy. Well, you got him. You'll fight him without me. What are you saying?
It's finished. Yes, I'm finished. I don't want no more. I don't want no more. You understand? No. It's over with.
Judging by my fighting record. Hey, woman. Hey, woman. Listen here. Since your old man ain't got no heart, maybe you'd like to see a real man. I bet you stay up late every night dreaming you had a real man, don't you? I'll tell you what. Bring your pretty little self over to my apartment tonight, and I'll show you a real man. You want, you get out!
Once the fight got announced and underway, British boxing fans and hardcore boxing fans around the world had a tasty heavyweight bout akin to the finest steak and chips, accompanied with the finest Chianti. The R was brilliant. The brash Dylan, the villain from Brixton, ex-doorman, former kickboxer, MMA fighter, violent pass, negative stereotype, verse the Olympic gold medalist, media trained, media darling, future British heavyweight superstar Anthony Joshua. They both sold the fight well. Whyte's trash talking Joshua's general animosity towards him as he exposed a few home truths about Joshua. He's not a good boy, it's all an act. He's been to jail for selling drugs. This is a fact that Joshua stated and not proud of. Eddie Hearn was licking his lips at the anticipation of this bout because he was going to cash in. So at the O2 Arena, Greenwich, 12th of December 2015, both fighters came out to a roaring. Whyte came out to boos. Joshua came out with grime superstar Stormzy and the hood banger Shut Up. The crowd went wild as AJ approached the ring. Dylan was in the ring and he was incensed by the disrespectful change of lyrics aimed at him. This built the anticipation for an absolute classic heavyweight bout, bought between two undefeated fighters for the British title in London. Pride was at stake. Watford versus Brixton. People will be talking about this in bookies, barbershops, saloons, cafes, the gyms, the corner shops, everywhere. So both fighters squared up in the ring and the rest is history. So to get that chance to see both fighters give it their all is intriguing. Some may say it's Whyte's last roll of the dice. If he loses, he may not have anywhere to go. His relationship with Eddie Hearn has soured, but Whyte is a victim of his own success by taking on some fights he didn't need to essentially take. By doing so, he took damage and clocked up miles on the clock, fighting fighters he didn't need to fight. Vac, Rivas and Povetkin twice. So by the time he got his world title shot against Fury, it was irrelevant. To be honest, I don't think he wanted that fight, but had no choice but to take it because of a public opinion. His own pursuit of the WBC belt when Wilder held it ignited fire in the engine. By the time he'd have to fight Fury for it, it was well and truly quenched. Fury on the opposite end didn't want to fight him either, too much of a banana skin. Equally, Joshua is guilty of being a victim of his own success, fighting tough mandatories, collecting 4 of the 5 belts, even though some people don't recognise the IBO world title. He held IBF, WBA, WBO. He lost them to Andy the Destroyer Ruiz in Madison Square Garden, New York, on 1st of June 2019, but regained them in the 7th of December 2019 in the Diriyah Arena, Diriyah. He defended them successfully against Kubrat Pulev in the 12th of December 2020, but then went to lose back-to-back against undisputed cruiserweight and winner Alexander Usyk on 25th of September 2021 and 20th of August 2022. So this fight, if it takes place, will be career-defining, since Joshua needs to prove he still has it against stiff opposition to get back on track to become undisputed. Whyte equally needs to beat Joshua to get back to his dream of becoming world champion. And if you like that content, tell me what other content you like, and comment and subscribe. Peace. Knockout Legends.